Hello. I am in J.C. Ryle's book, Holiness, the introduction. This is his 7th question here. In the 7th and last place, is it wise to teach believers that they ought not to think so much of fighting and struggling against sin, but ought rather to yield themselves to God and be passive in the hands of Christ? Is this according to the proportion of God's word? I doubt it. Just here I would say, I think the expression today that would kind of compare to this one is let go and let God. So continuing with Ryle. It is a simple fact that the expression yield yourselves is only to be found in one place in the New Testament as a duty urged upon believers. That place is the 6th chapter of Romans, and there within 6 verses the expression occurs 5 times. But even there the word will not bear the sense of placing ourselves passively in the hands of another. Any Greek student can tell us that the sense is rather that of actively presenting ourselves for use, employment, and service. The expression, therefore, stands alone. But on the other hand, it would not be difficult to point out at least 25 or 30 distinct passages in the epistles where believers are plainly taught to use active personal exertion and are addressed as responsible for doing energetically what Christ would have them do, and are not told to yield themselves up as passive agents and sit still, but to arise and work. A holy violence, a conflict, a warfare, a fight, a soldier's life, a wrestling are spoken of as characteristic of the true Christian. The account of the armor of God in the 6th chapter of Ephesians, one might think, settles the question. Again, it would be easy to show that the doctrine of sanctification without personal exertion, by simply yielding ourselves to God, is precisely the doctrine of the antinomian fanatics in the 17th century, to whom I have referred already, described as Rutherford's spiritual antichrist, and that the tendency of it is evil in the extreme. Again, it would be easy to show that the doctrine is utterly subversive of the whole teaching of such tried and approved books as Pilgrim's Progress, that if we receive it, we cannot do better than put Bunyan's old book in the fire. If Christian, in Pilgrim's Progress, simply yielded himself to God and never fought, or struggled, or wrestled, I have read the famous allegory in vain. But the plain truth is that men will persist in confounding two things that differ, that is, justification and sanctification. In justification, the word to be addressed to man is believe. Only believe. In sanctification, the word must be watch, pray, and fight. What God has divided, let us not mingle and confuse. I'm going to link to a video called Faith, the Spirit, and Justification. How are we declared righteous by God? This is from the same series that David did from James Orr's work. And the second video, JW's Are You Saved Before Works and By Grace for Works? And that's from Ray Franz's Freedom book, In Search of Christian Freedom, and our commentary going through that book.